Hi, everyone. Welcome back to All About Energy, our weekly video series where we talk about all things spiritual, metaphysical, and cosmic. We have such an exciting topic to share with you tonight. Tonight, we are going to talk about how to become a master of manifestation. And this is one of those things that everybody has experienced probably. Some things in your life are so easy to manifest. You just think about it and it happens. And other things you can't make happen no matter what you do. So tonight we're going to help you with that. So I am Peyton, your host for tonight, and I am joined by two incredibly talented intuitive friends, Corey Davidson and Yaila Weddle, and we are going to help you manifest like a master. So if you are new to our video series, first of all, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Just a little background about what we're doing in these videos. Our goal as intuitive teachers and healers is to help you guys on your spiritual path. So every Wednesday, we release a new video full of tips and tools and advice to just make your ascension journey a little easier. It is not an easy time to be a light worker and a starseed. And we want to help you on your journey and share all those things we wish we knew when we were starting out on this process. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our future videos. So as we get into our topic, we are going to talk about everyone's favorite topic, which is manifestation, why it works and why it sometimes just doesn't work. So I would like to start tonight with Corey. What would you have to share with us about why someone might not be able to create something they're trying to create in their life?
Such an interesting topic. I mean, it's one that everybody, you know, um, is interested in, and we're all actually interested in manifesting. One of the things, when I learned about manifesting and all the ways to do it, I found that I was talking to a lot of people, and they were like, "It just isn't working. It just isn't working." Every day, I work on that manifesting. Every day, I sit down and I look at my list, or I write down on my list, or every day. And it's been my experience, and those of a lot of my clients or students that get into the manifesting, is that it's like a frisbee, or not even a frisbee, a boomerang. You throw it out into the universe, and then it's got to come back. And oftentimes, when we're trying to manifest, we're so gung ho about it, and we want to put all of our energy into it, that, when we do it consistently every day, every day, every day, the energy doesn't have a chance to come back. We keep putting it out and putting it out and putting it out and putting it out and putting it out. And the energy that wants to come back is being thwarted by all the energy that you're putting out every day, every day, every day. And I actually learned this by mistake, because when I first started doing the whole manifesting thing, I was doing that same thing every day, every day, every day, every day. And then I got really busy, and it wasn't working, wasn't working. And then I got really busy, and I wasn't able to do my daily manifesting. And lo and behold, it came back to me. And what I was manifesting happened. And I was like, well, how is that? Because, I missed like a whole week. And then I was like, then I heard Spirit go, yeah, that's the whole deal. If you keep hitting us with your manifestations, how are we going to get it back to you? So it's like a boomerang. You have to throw it out there and then come back. So it's like, when you manifest something out into the universe, it's that surrender. Like, okay, well, I'm manifesting, I'm putting it out into the universe. So the universe must be able to create these things and, give me what I'm manifesting. So I have to just surrender and say, okay, this is what I'd like. Now, I mean, how do you do it? You know, there's so many ways to manifest, but for me, the key is to not kill it, not kill the universe with all my manifesting, you know. Because also when we get going and going and every day and every day and every day, um, you know, something could come back, but it passes us right by because we're too busy manifesting down here and it just goes right by. You don't even see it. It's like, well, what happened? So when I manifest, you know, I put my intention out there and then I surrender. And then I wait. I wait because I know and I trust that the universe always has my back, always. And if I can just wait, doesn't mean that I'm sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day going, okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I just have to allow the energy to come to me. If I'm constantly sorting it out, there's no room for it to come in. So that's my take on manifesting. Yaila, how about you?
Well, I love the topic of manifestation, and I feel like the more I've been working with it, the more I've kind of really started to hone my craft with it. And I agree so much with what you're saying, Corey, as far as like surrendering to letting the universe figure out the how. Because I would always have to, I was always, when I was trying to manifest, I was so concerned with how is it going to happen? And I was looking at my reality and it wasn't showing up how I was thinking it was going to happen. And then when I started to learn how to, like you were saying, trust source, creator, universe, God, whoever you connect with, trusting that the reason I have this desire in my heart is because it means it's meant for me. And my job isn't to worry about how it's supposed to happen, but it's to get clear on what exactly I want. And so when I find the most challenges when I wasn't manifesting, it was one, because I wasn't clear exactly what I wanted. Because things were showing up where it's like, I want to meet a guy, and I'm meeting a guy and we were not not the right fit, but I got my manifestation. I have some funny stories around manifestation. So one is like, you really got to get clear on what you are wanting to bring into your space. Two, it's trusting that the universe is going to figure out the how for you, that surrender that you give, surrender and trust. And I think the really big piece of it, and Corey, you were alluding to this, if you keep trying to ask in a lot of our training, we call it a mock-up, right? You're trying to mock up or create the specific thing happening. And so I was like making mock-up after mock-up after mock-up of the same thing. But what I didn't realize was when I was doing that, manifestation is about your vibration, your frequency that you're holding. It's not about the thoughts in your mind so much. I mean, yes, you want a clear image of what you are vibrating with. But when you keep like recreating the same manifestation, your main vibration is basically of not having it, because you're wanting to recreate it because you keep telling yourself you don't have it. And so the stronger vibration of those two is basically not having it. And like you were saying, Corey, it's like, well, yeah, when you let it go, now you open up the space for yourself to really allow it to come back to you. And so really focusing on what is the main vibration that you're carrying with your manifestation. Is it your belief that it's already happened? Like, are you assuming that trust, that surrender, that it's coming back to you? Or are you still trying to control and manipulate and like push and figure out all the little ins and outs and hows of how it's supposed to show up, and not being open to all these other possibilities that your brain couldn't even wrap around? So what vibration, what frequency are you holding around your manifestations? And then once you do have clarity with your manifestation, there's kind of a little NLP technique that I learned, neurolinguistic programming, where when you have that image of that final, like let's say you're training for a half marathon, just to give an example, I would of that final moment of actually having the manifestation as if it's happened, right? So I'm like crossing the finish line, you know, if I'm imagining training for a half marathon and finishing it, my manifestation would see me crossing that finish line. And I would hold that image. So every time you're human, every time that worry, that doubt, the fear of it not being able to happen, you not being able to do it, I would not let myself spiral down those thoughts of, what if I'm worried, I'm concerned. I would go back to that picture that I already created and would say, it's done. This is what I'm focusing on. Because what's showing up right now in your current present moment is past thoughts and beliefs and frequencies. That's what's showing up now. So when you want the future to be different, you have to vibrate with the new future, the new thoughts, the new beliefs that you want. And again, it's bringing trust, that surrender, not worrying about the how, but worrying about the what you want. Those are probably my biggest key nuggets I would suggest with manifesting. And keeping your, I always like to bring in amusement because it helps me keep my energy high, vibration high. So it's almost like you said it, you forget it. You go have fun. When I'm enjoying my life, when I'm just trusting the universe is going to bring to me, I'm assuming it's already. When I'm having fun, things come to me very fast. And there's been moments where things have come to me and I realize in that moment, wow, I really needed this. Thank goodness this is showing up the way it did. I didn't even realize I needed it, but it's already here before I even had to make a manifestation. And it's because keeping that, your vibration, keeping that frequency of always continual trust in yourself, the universe, the reason why you have you, and trusting that that is correct. You wouldn't have it if it wasn't meant for you. And then you put out there, you get clear exactly what you want. You keep your vibration focused on you getting it, and you only let yourself think about that final outcome. That would be my biggest nuggets. How about you, Peyton?
I think you guys make two of the biggest points that I would make. I totally and completely agree that first of all, you have to surrender, like you're saying, Corey. If we're always in that seek mode, and it's so hard, we don't want to let go. Where if it hasn't happened, we want to manifest more, right? And so we never release. And so that's a huge part. And Yaila, I think you hit on one of the most important things, which is letting go of the how. We shut off 99% of the ways the universe can bring us our manifestation if we're micromanaging the universe. If we're saying it has to look like this, if it has to be exactly this way, we limit ourselves to looking through a people, whereas the universe has infinite ways it can do it. So you guys hit on two. So I would add one thing that my guides have pointed out to me, catching myself doing this when things haven't been happening. And that is, I've noticed this with a lot of my clients when they're complaining and noticing that some of these big things that they want to create haven't, and it's always those big things, right? It's the abundance, it's the relationship, those big things that when it's not there, we really feel it in our life as an absence. And so I noticed something as a trend in my clients and found it in myself too, which is when something's not showing up, we tend to resort to physical action to make it happen. Because if the money's not coming, what do? We get a new job or we get a different job. Or if the guy's not coming, what do? We get on more dating sites. Well, what we're doing is trying to use physical action to compensate for the fact that our manifestation hasn't shown up. And I realized that we're manifesting backwards when we do that. Because like you said, Yaila, the manifestation comes from the frequency that we hold. It comes from our vibration. And so if we haven't got to the bottom of why something hasn't shown up, and the only reason something hasn't shown up is because we're not an energetic match to it. That's the only reason. We're not in alignment with what we're trying to create. And so what my guides have been telling me, and it's become my new mantra, is work the energy first. So if something's not happening, we have something going on in our energy field, our beliefs, our programming that is contradicting what we want. Otherwise, we'd have it. That's the only reason we don't have something that we want. And so my guides keep bringing me back to when something's not happening, work it energetically, because we create from the inside out. We create from the vibration. And so when we sit with ourselves in meditation or, doing our energy tools, and we can ask our intuition, what is standing in the way of me creating or manifesting what I'm trying to create? There is an energetic reason for that. And if we can unravel that reason, whether it's energy that we can release or a limiting belief that we can heal and clear, using these tools that we talk about in our videos, until we clear that energetic snag, it's not going to show up no matter how much we try to muscle it out. And Corey, you raised this point in one of our earlier videos, and it's so true that we have to bring the energetic misalignment into our conscious thought. Once we see that thing that we're doing, we can heal it and release it. But I noticed in some of my clients that they would talk about what wasn't showing up. And then anytime I heard them talking to their friends or on social media, they're talking about, I'm never going to have a relationship. I'm just doomed. I'm like, that's that thing that is keeping the guy from showing up. So we have to kind of get to the bottom, and that's, with honest self-evaluation as to what is our limiting belief, what is keeping this from happening. Because if we were in alignment with it, the dude would be there, the money would be there, So for me, the guides keep saying, come back to the energy, because when you sort out the energetic kind of snag or tangle, the manifestation can flow. So I'm always saying, work the energy first, and then the manifestation can flow because you've taken yourself out of the way, basically. So I'm finding that helpful lately.
Yeah, and you know what? I love that. I love that. Work it energetically, and by working it energetically, means, trying to find the energy that's stopping you from getting, what you're manifesting. Not energetically working it as in like, it's the, what density or what limiting belief or, what's in me that needs to be cleared so that I'm in alignment with what it is I'm manifesting. I think that was a great point. But it's so funny because what I heard, what I got immediately was, well, if we work it energetically and not physically, then maybe it'll happen faster, And but just to be clear, it's not, keep manifesting it out energetically as opposed to physically, but just what is it in you energetically that's stopping you from getting that manifestation? And I love that what you said, Peyton, about, if it's not showing up, it's because you're not in alignment with it. Your vibration isn't in alignment with it. And so energetically clearing all that stuff that's not in alignment with what you're trying to manifest. So that's great.
And there's been times too, and I've seen this with, it's funny because I've had some students who are coming from, and I've been there myself, where I didn't have a lot of funds to pay for the training that I was trying to put myself through. But when I made a stand, meaning like, I need to be in this class, I need to do this type of training, I need this job, it was almost like I took a stand for myself, and I was like, all right, there was a time I was almost going to get kicked out of my apartment. I'm like, all right, creator, if you want me to be doing the work that I want to be doing in the world to support these people, I need help. And it was almost like, I'm expecting you to help me now. And I just made that stand of like, this is what I need, this is what I want, and I'm ready for you to deliver it. And like when I took that stand too, that was like a whole other level of manifesting. And I've seen that with students when it's like, they get really clear of like, okay, I need to pay for this class, otherwise I'm going to get kicked out. They find the money. Or I need to make sure I get rent so I can be here, like you create it, like things come to you, but it's taking that stand for yourself as well. And that's, again, it's like really being grounded in your manifestation, and all those worries and excuses and thoughts. It's just like, nope, this is what I need. And You're not like, you know, forgetting like, oh, but if I just keep trying, it's like, nope. And at that moment, when you're that grounded and when you take a stand, you're releasing a lot of that energy where you're just like, oh, but what if it needs to be like this way? It's like, nope, like, this is what I need. And you're clear and you're focused on it. And then you're just like, show me, assuming it's going to happen.
And I think that an important thing that happens in that situation, that you make a good point, Yaila, is that you take your focus off of the lack story. You're not so much in the it's not happening. You're just like, no, it needs to happen. It needs to happen right now. And you shift your energy. You're in a new energetic stance, a new energetic position when you really have to be, when your back's against the wall. I think it takes away some of that mental waffling that keeps us in that stuck energy. Because the more we're conflicted and we're worried and we're like, it's not coming. Well, we're creating it not coming. But when we really have to, then I think it can give us a clarity that we don't, and a trust, because we have no other option but for it to work. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, and you know what too is I remember like hearing about, just state it, say, this is what I want, this is what I need, if that's what, this is what I want. There was that part of me that was like, I mean, I can't be demanding God, the universe, to do something for me, because, I grew up in that, not being able to co-create with the universe or God or, the creator, whatever you choose to call it. So there was that part of me that, the first time I did it, I was just like, it didn't feel good. But again, because it didn't feel good, because I was not supposed to be telling the universe or God, the creator, what it is that I wanted and I needed. That was like a no-no. It pointed out some of the things that needed to be cleared for me to be able to know that, we're all made, we're all made in his image, so to speak, right? Or, we're all part of the whole, and that, I'm supposed to co-create with the universe. I mean, that's what it's there for. And so again, there's so many ways to do the manifestations. And I remember in the beginning, I just find this manifestation video and that manifestation video. And, I was like, but, in that journey of doing that, you clear more stuff and clear more stuff and clear more stuff to be able to. And everybody does manifest differently. We're not all the same. And this is, we're sharing what we have found works really well, become a master at it. But don't get discouraged, because if you try some manifesting way and it doesn't align with you and it doesn't feel good, well, it just means that's not in alignment for you. However, always look at what can be cleared so that maybe it will work, or maybe a different way. It'll fine tune you more into, like Yaila was talking about, it's a recreation. Energy is always changing. And so to be resilient and change with the energy is really important, especially in manifesting, I find.
I think that's so important about what Yaila said, which is taking the focus off of the how, because we can be a little controlling with the universe and demand that it look a certain way. And the more we do that, we bring resistance into our creation. And so the more we're, like you said, Yaila, focused on that end picture and not so much how it happens or comes about, we can take a lot of the resistance out of it. And it's, because our life is a reflection, which is another good way. If you're stuck on manifesting something, whatever you're manifesting is a accurate reflection of your energy on that topic. So if it's always money that you're not manifesting, there's something in your money story that's inconsistent with what you're trying to create. And so use what's happening as a reflection to help you fine tune and figure out where you're not telling the story that brings you what you want to have. Because a lot of times we're telling the opposite story of what we think we are. We think we're manifesting money by staring at a picture of the fancy house, but the whole time we're going, oh, I could never have this, I don't deserve, so look at your story that you're telling yourself underneath the visualizations or whatever your technique is. And a lot of times you'll see something that you didn't know was going on, that you're telling a different story than you think you are.
Yeah, I mean, I loved what you said, resistance. When I'm ready to manifest something, before I set my intention, first things first, I look energetically, where is the resistance? And I always clear that first. This, I'd like to manifest this. And then I look at where the resistance is for that manifestation. So when you said that, it reminded me of, I always do that. And I clear that first.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a big piece too, like going back to the vibration you want to align with having that. That's why I like really bringing in that final moment. And I bring in all the senses, like, what am I feeling around me? What am I seeing around me? What am I hearing around me? But really like having that final moment, how am I feeling? Because then my feeling starts to align with that vibrational frequency. And again, it's like when I'm having fun, things just manifest left and right so freaking fast. So fast. It's fun.
It puts you in that surrender energy too, because you're not trying to grasp it. You're not trying to force it. You're like, this is what I want. And then I'm going to go, have fun with my friends, and so you surrendered it. You took your hands off of it and the universe can bring it to you, so it goes much faster that way. Awesome, ladies. Well, I think that gives people some good pointers and some things to try if if they're stuck on a couple things. If a few of their manifestations aren't working, try out some of these techniques. Let us know how they work for you. We'd love to hear you guys' feedback, along with any topic ideas or questions that you'd like us to address in a future video. Let us know. Reach out to us through YouTube, on social media. We'd love to connect with you guys and make sure we're making videos that answer your questions and help you out. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And please like and share this video if you know anyone that would be helped by this. Our goal is to help as many people as we can and to help you guys in any way that we can to support you guys and to support light workers doing this work. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in future videos. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.